Yo everyone, back to studio again with very impressive person. I known just for the last almost 5 years, and today we are sharing and also we are discussing some part of the challenge that we've gone through away from home and also crossing desert and so many borders Mediterranean arriving this country where we feel much more safe and also we feel grounded, we feel home. And we are discussing a lot of the challenge that's passed and the stay tight, and also we diving some area we're leaving for the later because we keep cooking. We will share you the recipe later on. So just welcome to our room.
Thank you. Wow, I'm so honored. Okay, so yeah, I want to go straight into it. I want to go into the scene of when you were in the desert. In the Sahara, right?
Yeah.
I want to know what actually happens when you're in the desert, because this is something that people don't really talk about. This is one scene we hear about the Mediterranean Sea, but we don't actually hear about what goes on when people are crossing through the desert.
I think desert it is really something undescribable unless you are stepping by your feet, and there is a lot of story attached to the desert. Life pass easily and also meaning because you are moving with the human traffic. That means the human traffic take you from one place to another as a product, and the one really specific when especially driving in desert, because the desert is like almost flat and they drive crazy. So when they drive in that, they go up to like 150 kilometers per hour. That's like, because they tie you to the car, you still jump and it's still on the, but if you happen to fall off, yeah, you will be gone and no one really look back and see you. And that take you some days. That's mostly probably people died, but dying is very painful because you end up hungry, thirsty, and not having anything. So you people prefer dying in the sea than desert. Be left in the sea. It's just like so many pain. Someone that you see is to jump off, fall off, and sometimes they put you for a longest period of time because moving it's made difficult, because they quite often check it either what they call it as a microscope, the one they check it in
by like binoculars.
So they can see it so far away.
Okay.
And if you said something going on, they put you in somewhere and they just leave you there for days, and where you cannot even get a food or drink.
What would they be seeing? What is it?
The body control, or sometimes when, for example, there is Sudan, Chad in Egypt, and before they come to Libya. So that's particularly the area that is really difficult, and it sometimes take you 2 weeks in 1 month plus. And you may be able to get at least some water and quite on maybe every 2 days, or it depends also, sometimes you get resource when you're leaving, because I think most of the people leave, especially the East Africa, leave through Sudan, so they kind of prepare themselves, getting some even like a dry biscuit and couple of waters and a bottle of water, a lot of stuff that kind of really maybe it's not last longer, but at least it help you for a week and 2 weeks. If more than that, you've gone. It's really difficult more than that, and because also there is also.
But a couple of bottles will last you maybe a week.
Yeah, but you just only have a sip. And you don't drink much, you just have a sip. You may be able to drink, and then sometimes you come across to the camel water.
Wow.
You drink.
And did that ever happen to you?
Oh yeah, it's happened. It's happened 2 times actually. We haven't drink for 3 days, and so we find there is a kind of small, not really big mountain, but a mountain where the farm guy lived there, but I think he just come during evening, during the day, the camel just itself on the farm. literally in the empty desert. So there is a big wood like on the floor, and they make it whole.
Like they carved it out.
Yeah, carve it out, but they pour water.
Okay.
And they from inside there, the camel drink from it.
And this water is not even probably that good water, right? It's like
who like
it's
you don't actually think of good or bad at that time. Because like you're desperate, and having that like, I know it's like people think like this is story even real, but I think like hundreds of people can be. No, I don't know. Not even testimony. Can be actually did it or happened to, and so many times drink that water, dirty water, and bro, it's like sometimes you cook food with the fire, with the stone, and you get something, and then because they don't have any place. Imagine like you cook for the 50 people, you don't have plate or anything. You just put it on the floor. You just eat from there.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Like that's stuff passed through people, like because at particular time where we get like rice, water, so we have to.
And that's it.
Yeah, we have to find our own like making fire.
Yeah.
And when we make, we made like we cook the rice. So like we was 3 cars and nearly about 60 people, which 20 on each car, right? So we managed to cook it in like a big spot. Okay. From this spot, how can we take it? So we just like clean the floor, group, So.
And how many were you feeding again? How many people?
We just like I think about 60 people for sure, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So it's like 3 cars, and I'm assuming like 20 each. At least on my car, the car I was in 20 people. So that. And
was there ever anyone who actually like complained? Because like that maybe I know that everyone's having to go through the same situation of eating from the floor. But did anyone like I can't do this?
No, I don't think so. Because you are like a lot of all people desperate. And like you haven't eaten for 4 days, and like you haven't eaten for 7 days, and when you gone through that, I mean it's like kind of sound maybe that's too harsh, but like if you don't eat. When we have everything, we think we will not lose. But when you lose something, you do anything to survive.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just the reality is there. Like today, I can't even imagine thinking of that. Honestly, like I can't even imagine. I passed that life, and today I have everything.
Yeah.
I remembering that's I actually passed that life. But when you are in a difficult place, you do that. Easy way. It's like you don't even you actually say like because everyone is hungry, like everyone have a bite. You have to stay competition to grab couple of bite from that, because like by the time people gone.
And what did you find with that? Like were people selfish in that way? Like because they're so desperate, everyone's so desperate. Do you have people who are like?
I think there is a couple of people. I mean, like people, it depends. There's a couple of people who just like they only see themselves, and I mean, I can't really judge anyone. I was one of them. I will be able to help it because the guy was communicating with me, and when the guy communicated with me, it's quite like I was engaging, like because I get the stuff and do it and all stuff. Yeah. So. It's maybe that apply to anyone because everyone is desperate, everyone is hungry, and everyone wants to survive. And if you don't survive, like if you really tired, or if you are really sick, or if you because of you hungry, you just maybe they leave you there. So you have to stay.